I'm about to start recording. All right, we're on episode 4.
Surpassed many expectations here.
We surpassed MMA on Fire.
By a long shot as well. Not even close at this point. Once we got to episode 2, we beat them, so this is just a victory lap at this point.
So where do we even start? Do we talk about the Bloodfest violent fight, the next BMF fight that just got made?
Yeah, the SMF, the sussiest motherfucker going. Let's go. Let's talk about Chase Super and Jordan Levitt.
I've seen comments calling it the zestiest motherfucker belt.
Yeah, that works as well. It's a tough fight to pick because they're both really weird stylistic fights, and I don't know. I don't make a solid prediction for the kind of the lower down prelim fights until like the week of the fight typically. And the fight's a while away from now. I think it's October or November. I think it's November 18th actually. I don't know, man. It's tough because they're both very open and awkward and unpolished on the feet. But then again, both their last fights actually didn't look too bad in the feet. And then both actually good technique wise on the ground, especially for Chase Hooper, who's got a lot of good scramble and stuff like that. So I don't know. I might lean Hooper honestly.
Yeah, honestly, I'm leaning Hooper as well. He looked amazing in his last fight.
Yeah. And he beat Fury a lot more convincingly than Rebecca did as well, which has aged very well. So I don't know. Yeah, I might go Hooper, and he's way younger as well, way more room to improve. So yeah, I might. Yeah.
Like I was shocked at how good he looked because Rebecca actually had problem with Poirier, but
yeah, and Fury took that in short notice.
Him.
Yeah, I know. I know. So yeah, I'll probably go Chase Hooper, but regardless, that's a fucking guaranteed fight that everyone on MMA Twitter's got to be watching for the sake of it.
Oh, I'm actually so excited for that fight. And Jordan Levitt got a KO in his last fight too. So
yeah, I know. Against I'm not too bad opponent. Another Fortis MMA fighter. So that's just another interesting bit of history there with the tapestry that is the Fortis MMA roster. But I suppose.
Do we talk about speaking of Fortis MMA? Do we talk about the new signing they just got?
Yeah, we have to talk about the Hardwick situation and everything that came with that. I think.
Yeah, very unfortunate situation there.
100%, man. It was like 3 a.m. here, man. And I remember just sitting there watching the fight, just slowly the hope and the dreams fading from my very being, watching it happen. But Hardwick is a young guy. He's 26. I think he's got plenty of time to improve, and we'll see how. I want to see how Abdul looks in like his first 3 UFC fights. I want to see how he stacks up against them because that will also change my opinion on what I thought of Hardwick's performance there. But there's plenty of lightweights to fight at Cage Wars right now. I'm assuming they'll probably do him versus Mason Jones. That's the biggest fight they can do right now with him. I think that'll be a pretty big fight for Cage Wars. People will tune into that because they know Mason Jones because he was in the UFC as well. But yeah, unfortunate, man. Not what he wanted, but at least Abdul seemed like... It's not even like Abdul just fluked it. Like, he seemed like a very solid fighter there himself. Looked great. Good personality after it as well. So hopefully Abdul can go on to do something good with his career. And it's not just like a wasted loss, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like hopefully we don't go see fucking El Sawadi get KO'd by fucking Chase Hooper. So
that's my worry, that Abdul in his next fight gets brutally KO'd in the fashion that he did in his 2 previous KO losses on the regional scene. That's my worry. Because lightweight's division where guys are kind of balancing the mix between speed and power between featherweight and welterweight, so it's risky, but hopefully he does well.
No, I think he'll do pretty well.
I think so.
Who do you be matched up against?
Who's like entry level lightweight? I don't know. Maybe you could do him as like Mike Davis or something like that. That'd be quite a good fight. Like 2 strikers, but 2 very different stylistic strikers. So you could do something like that probably.
I like him versus Alex Manus, the guy from Team Alpha Male.
Yeah, the little fucking mini Michael Chandler guy. Yeah, that works definitely. Or Joe Selecki, something like that. Take him against a grappler.
Yeah, that'd be good matchups for him, I reckon.
Do you want to break down the 292 card? Do I just go like top to bottom or bottom to top with the 292 card? Do like quick predictions?
Yeah, definitely.
You can get the card up, but I'm pretty sure the first fight is Karina Silva and Marina Moroz, right?
I just picked Silva by sub.
I know she lost her before, but it's one of them things where you just look at their performance recently. You got to go Karina Silva. There's a certain level of finishing ability and just aggressiveness at women's MMA you just can't pick against. You know what I mean? I was going to say Jasmine Hauregi, but look who she got finished by. You know what I mean? It kind of falls into the same category. So yeah, I've got Silva by submission as well. I know it's pretty basic, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do any tape study for any of the women fights. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, there's a certain women's MMA. You don't really need to watch the film. You just need to know who they are and who they've lost to, and you get a decent enough. Because there's no point. Women's MMA doesn't make sense. The wins and losses. There's no common theme to who wins and who loses in women's MMA. It just seems like whoever shows up on the night sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I don't really get technical with the women's MMA breakdowns unless it's a world title fight.
Yeah, like when Guru picked fucking Elise Reed because of her like period, when her period is.
Yeah, the fucking menopause, fucking the meltdown. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was
yeah,
I remember that. And then the next fight is the other Silva, Natalia Silva versus Andrea Lee, Twitter's favourite women's fighter.
Oh, I got Silver in that one. Yeah, I'll be shocked if he loses.
It's just two Brazilian Silvas back to back. One's a great grappler, one's a great striker. Natalia Silva is a genuinely quite good striker, women's MMA, and that's just something you just have to choose. You can't go against that, especially not against like fucking Andrea Lee, who's not great or anything.
And what fights after that?
It's Petrovsky versus the middleweight GOAT, the most 50-50 fighter imaginable, GM3 Gerald Meerschaert.
See, I'm actually picking against everybody here. I'm actually going with the GOAT. Everyone seems to be high on Petrovsky, but I have GM3 here.
I'm not even that high on Petrovsky, but I can see him. I think Petrovsky reminds me a bit of Heinisch. I could see him like dropping him and like guillotining him. I think he's a bit younger than Heinisch was at that point as well. I could see him just cracking him. I don't like GM3 just looked so slow against Pfeiffer, but it looked so bad against Heinisch, and then he lost to Chimaev, and he went a win streak and beat Bruno Silva easier than Alex Bahia did. So I don't know. That's the Meerschaert way. One of the only guys in the UFC at that point who rocked Eric Anders on the feet. I know he got dropped recently, but that was years before he fought Barrio. So GM3's got every now and then he has that sting in his hands where he drops Muradov as well when no one else can. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense in your shot. So picking him to win any fight in middleweight is reasonable.
Meerschaert's one of the most weirdly inconsistent fighters in the UFC.
1,000,000%. Yeah, I was going to say he's the middleweight Paul Craig, but Paul Craig is a middleweight now as well, so it doesn't really add up like that. But yeah, I don't know. I've got Petrovsky, but I'm not going to be surprised if Meerschaert wins. I'll never be surprised anymore if Meerschaert wins a fight.
I actually think Meerschaert's got a striking advantage in this fight, though.
Yeah, he's a bit fast on the feet because they're both quite. I don't know, man. Petrovsky's okay, but he wins in the UFC. Maximov, maybe we found out, wasn't the greatest win, and then he beat Michael Gilmore, who was the worst guy in the roster at the time, and he beat Hu Yazong, who shouldn't have been in the UFC, and he just beat Wellington Turner as well, and that was November. So that was a while ago.
And all he has in his striking arsenal is a fucking overhand.
Yeah, that's what I think he'll crack him with, though. He'll crack him with that and then guillotine or something. But I don't know, man. He ain't great. Neither of them are that good. But it's one of them ones where... But I feel like it's a winnable fight for Meerschaert, therefore he loses. It's the ones where you counter him out completely and you have no chance. It's like, dude, okay, Meerschaert, he has his flukes, but he definitely doesn't win this one. That's the ones that Meerschaert comes up with. But I feel like this one has a good chance, therefore he loses. That's what I'm going with.
I love that logic, to be honest.
That's how you got to pick Meerschaert fights.
That's true. I don't think... When was the last time I don't remember the last time I picked a Meerschaert fight right. I picked Pfeiffer. That's probably the last.
I picked Pfeiffer as well. I picked him to beat Stoltzfus and Fabinski, and that was about it.
Oh yeah, I picked him against Stoltzfus as well, and he almost lost that fight.
Yeah, I know. He was on his way to losing as well against Tom Hardy.
So what fights? Oh, we got the...
Yeah, sorry. The tough bantamweight finale, Brad Katona versus Cody Gibson, which is a fight I never thought I was going to have to pick for a UFC card in 2023, but here we are.
So who are you picking?
I go with Katona. Gibson's decent, but he's old, and I don't think the skill is that great, and I don't think Mandel Guti is that great at all. Meanwhile, Katona should have probably lost, but Valiev is very good. And other than that, he's got a lot of good wins. Don't forget, Katona had a close fight with Marab in the UFC. He's got good wins outside of that, but a lot of good guys on the first run and tough. I think that's the more obvious one of the finales. I think Katona by just like unanimous decision, 29-28, 30-27.
Oh, so actually, I went with Gibson, but I wouldn't be surprised if Katona wins.
If Katona had a bit more of a sus chin, I would have considered Gibson, but Katona's decently tough in the feet. I could just see him playing it safe and getting a win. First two-time tough winner if he does.
What a fucking shit accomplishment to have.
Yeah, it's kind of just like you've lost to get to the UFC twice, basically. It's kind of like a second best thing, but it will be the first person to do it in 31 seasons, which is pretty cool to say. But I don't think Bakatona's got to go on a title run or anything at this point in his career. I don't think he's got one last run at the belt. So if he can at least get that achievement and be the only guy or the first guy, and maybe I don't know how many people are going to be able to say that again with Tough. I don't even know if Tough's got to last another season, to be honest. So it's something to say before he hangs it up at least.
Yeah, I was thinking, who the fuck do they even do for the Tough coaches next season?
I really want like a US versus Europe thing again, because you have so many companies now. It's a way different landscape than when you first did it with Conor and Uriah Faber. Do you know what I mean? All the talent, all the US companies and all the Europe companies. You can get all the guys from Octagon and Cage Wars and KSW versus all the guys from CFFC, LFA. Tell me that wouldn't be fucking sick. If you got some two good coaches, like maybe you do Jamal Hill versus someone. If you do Jamal Hill versus who's a light heavyweight you could do? Not that'd be kind of boring. But if there was like a good light heavyweight coming up with personality, you could do that or something.
Jan Blachowicz, Jamal Hill.
Yeah, I'm not sold on that, to be honest. If you had there's no like light heavyweights right now with any personality on Hill, to be honest. Is there really? I'm thinking it's like all like Rakic and Jan and Pereira who are all quite just stoic and stuff like that. The only one
he could do, and he's not even ranked, is Ion.
Yeah, a cool lad would be sick in a Tough season. Doesn't speak English though, which is tough. He speaks a bit of English, but yeah. But the concept of the fighters or you could do. Well, they did UK versus like Australia before and stuff, but it wasn't an actual Tough season. It was like a spin-off. So they could do that. But I want to just see countries with each other. That's my favourite thing on Tough, because I think you get the best different pools of talent by that. And the amateur scene and all the companies like that have expanded massively since the Conor Faber season. So I think that'd be really good to see.
And then who you got for Hubbard versus Holloway?
Once again, another fight I'd never thought I'd have to pick a Kurt Holloway fight in the UFC again, to be honest. He was gone by the time I started watching MMA. I'm gonna pick Hubbard. Hubbard's very good at just being basic. And I'm not even saying that in a bad way. He's just a very good basic fighter who just jabs and calf kicks and clinches his way to decision. And Holloway's been very fun on the show. Like that fight with Jason Knight was fucking sick. That was a great fight. I loved that. But Hubbard's a lot more safe. He's a lot more sensible in his style, and he's a lot younger and a lot less battle-worn than Jason Knight. So I think he'll win. Honestly, another decision. Holloway's quite tough. I don't know how Barcel's finished him down a weight class. That was quite crazy considering he was a lightweight. So yeah, I'll go Hubbard by close decision, maybe a split decision, but yeah, I'll have to lean with Hubbard.
Yeah, so I'm going with Holloway. I'm probably going to be really bad with my tough picks. I just think Holloway's going to win on damage.
I couldn't see it, but I rewatched Hubbard's fight with David Ramos, who's quite good. People forget Ramos, very underrated guy, close like Makhachev, and he lost that, but he's held his own in the grappling. So I could see Hubbard maybe even just nulling the feet and taking that out of the equation and just wrestling him. I can see him doing that because he knows if he's got one last chance at the UFC to play it safe. I could see him going that route. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't see either of the tough winners really going on to do much, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Katona's got the best chance of making a run at the rankings, but yeah, we've seen Hubbard run into the wall against Madsen and against fucking Joe Selecki. So that's like the ceiling. I'm not buying it. But Hubbard's a cool guy, you know. I actually like Hubbard as a fighter and a person, but I don't think he's got a crazy run in him back at lightweight at this point. Definitely not.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree with that, definitely. But, you know, it's still cool to see some veterans get back in, but they're going to get fed to fucking killers, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's really not the best. Like, the fucking Juliana Miller won Tough. And she's 0-2 in the UFC now, and I think she's like 4-3 or 3-3. It's just not a good look for her. She lost to Veronica Hardy after like a 3-year layoff, and she lost to a debutant fighter by a vicious finish. And then Mohammed Usman, even though he's actually on a win streak, he's really on a win streak though. He should have lost to Junior Tafa, let's be honest. It's modern day scoring. Come on, we know how to score fights, guys.
So then it's Gregory Rodriguez versus Dennis Tuyulin, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Tuyulin, the Chad voice Tuyulin, man, one of the best voices in the UFC. It's tough because I did say this. I don't think there's any proof of it, but I did say before Gregory Rodriguez fought Bruno Ferreira that Gregory Rodriguez does have a bit of a sus chin, and Bruno Ferreira's one thing is that he's powerful. So I said, if he KOs him in the first round, I won't be surprised. And then people were shocked by it. I think those are just people who forgot that Rodriguez was the same guy that lost to John Williams by KO. I think people just kind of put that in the past. I didn't forget that, and I wasn't surprised when he got knocked out. I did pick him to win, but I don't think Tuyulin's got the explosiveness or the power, especially in the first round that Ferreira did. He's taken plenty of time off since then, And he is solid, man. Rodriguez is good. It's just he's got a very inconsistent way of losing fights. It seems like how he can just take bombs off Jun Young Park, walk him down, and then chin him somehow. But then Jordan Williams is too much, and then but he steamrolls Framed like he's absolutely nothing. Arguably beats Petrosian, and then I don't know, man, loses to Fahir. So this could be one of the ones he loses. But yeah, I'm not sold on Talulian being anything too crazy, and I think Rodriguez wins maybe like a submission TKO.
Yeah, he seems to do just bad against welterweight sized middleweights.
That's true. You get Jordan Williams in for here. He's a big
Yeah.
guy, but he's really short. Yeah, but yeah, I'll trust Rodriguez unless Taylor can open up that fucking cut he got in the Cheating Shigowani fight and fucking get his artery exposed or something. Like that. I can get a doctor stoppage. Other than that, I don't see a massively easy route to victory for Taylor.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think it's Chris White. It's back-to-back middleweight fights, which is interesting.
Yeah, things you love to see. Things you love to see. Yeah, poor Chris Weidman and Tavares got put on the embedded on the countdown show, and then they're the fucking preload headliner. I feel kind of bad for them as well, man. I feel like I don't know if this is just me. I feel like Chris Weidman and Brad Tavares has a place in the main card over Mario Batista, Damon Blackshear. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know if that's a controversial opinion, but I don't know. That's just how I feel.
I think it's a bigger fight, but Damon Blackshear versus Mario Batista will definitely be a better fight, I reckon.
It'll be a more fun fight and more technical fight, definitely. Two actually solid back, especially Batista, who's looking great recently. But yeah, for Weidman Tavares, I really hope Weidman does what he said he does, what he said he's going to do, and spam that fucking calf kick at the start of the fight as hard as I can. Because if it breaks again, it would be the saddest but funniest thing ever in MMA.
He's going to throw the kick immediately into the fight.
Tavares should absolutely believe him and just try to check it. Even if it results in him getting kicked somewhere else, I would immediately come out and just check it straight away. Not pull it back, check it as hard as I can. Because if it breaks again, I would love to just hear the commentary reaction of that if he just did it. Because he doesn't need to do it. No one's forcing him to do that. You don't have to start a fight with a calf kick, but if he really wants to do it and just get that out of his mind, it's not going to break again, which I kind of get, and it breaks, it would be fucking horrible, but it would be so funny at the same time.
It would be a fucking iconic moment, but it would be the most stupid thing that anybody's ever done in the octagon.
Yeah. Imagine if he comes out and throws it and then fucking Tavares fucking perennial nerve goes out and it gets a TKO from a leg kick. That'd be the fucking that full circle and that'd be so cool.
Or if he feints like the leg kick and he actually head kick KOs Tavares.
That would be so. Weidman does not have an to do that at this point, I don't think, but that'd be fucking sick, man. I hope Weidman wins. Weidman was my fucking guy, man. I like Weidman. And he made some of them embeddeds good. People forget he was quite entertaining on embedded back in the day. But yeah, I know everyone's saying it, but Tavares is the fucking cream of the crop standard for takedown defense in the UFC. His takedown defense, just flexibility against the cage, is fucking ridiculous. So, and I don't see Weidman out striking him for 3 rounds. To be honest, Tavares got very good basic striking. He can just do it. He's a fucking better fight to play scene worker did, to be honest. So that's aged well. So I've got Tavares by decision. I hope Weidman wins though, because it'd be quite sad to see him lose, especially if he gets killed, which he might.
Yeah, I got Tavares winning just because of the takedown defense, but I'd like to see Weidman win. But fuck, it's a rough stylistic matchup for him to come back to
Yeah.
Especially at 39 years of age.
Yeah, and all the time off and not training for most of it because of the recovery of the leg. Yes, it's not ideal. You would have wanted them against someone who is just more of a striker. Against fucking Petrosian or some shit like that, which I know is tough on the feet, but you know, it's easier to get down than Tavares is.
And yeah, you would have to imagine Weidman retires with a loss here.
Yeah, I thought to pay it as middleweight, so maybe he could just go around and try to, you know, maybe he could negotiate a re-signing of Michael Gilmore. They could run that back or something. Or maybe he just picked. Yeah, Gilmore Weidman is a fucking fight night main event of the next year. Let's be honest. Or if they can just re-sign Hu Yuzong as well, and they can just pick off Petrosky's former opponents, they could do that.
Oh my god!
You know, Petrosky fought that guy on Tough, Aaron Phillips, who taught himself jiu-jitsu. That was the guy they got to fight.
That fucking guy, Jesus Christ! I can't believe he was on Tough.
I know, literally like 3-1. He taught himself jiu-jitsu online on YouTube at his own house. He fought Petrosky and got subbed.
Alaska FC as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, Alaska FC, which funnily enough did actually, I think that's where Medic fought for some fucking reason. But yeah. And I feel like that guy, the Terrence Mitchell guy, who's just trying to fight Raul Rosas Jr., I think he's from Alaska as well. But yeah. So the main card, I think it's Munoz versus Chito Vera first.
See, this is an interesting stylistic matchup because they're both very slow starters.
Yep.
More so Cheetah, but they're also both really durable, and Cheeto needs to knock people down a lot of the time to win. So that stylistically, this seems like a bit of a tough matchup for him.
I've picked Munoz to win. Like I said, Cheeto Vera's entire career has been him beating up guys and finishing them who aren't tough enough to deal with them, or losing and then comically, hilariously rocking and dropping people. Which I just don't see him doing to Munoz. If he does it, fair play. But Munoz is just time and time again proven to be ridiculously tough. Not just to drop, but even to just like wobble and get respect on the feet. He makes it tough against these guys. People forget he's very underrated. And I picked him to beat Gutierrez for that reason. I thought it was going to pick apart Gutierrez, and it dropped him. And then it seemed like Gutierrez could have really get back into his flow after he got knocked down because he wasn't really used to that. And I could see just him, just working the Catholic game. Vera being too slow, being just kind of falling into the same pattern that happens when in the Sandhagen fight, just not catching up with someone who's ahead. And I could see Munoz winning that decision 29-28 probably, because Vera could probably come on later on, get rallied and maybe hurt him to the body or something. That seems like the only way he can hurt Munoz at this point, not to the head. And but I think Munoz gets a decision.
Who do you think's got the better chin between the two?
I don't know, because Vera has been hurt more. I mean, Vera got hurt in the first fight against David Grant ages ago, but I can't even remember a time where I feel like Garbrandt might have stung Munoz for a split second, but that's like Garbrandt in the pocket, planting his feet and denting one on your chin as hard as you can. Like, no one's got to take that punch well. You know what I mean? And Munoz even then just stood his ground and swung back and just put him asleep. I think Munoz does have the better chin by like a 0.5%, to be honest.
Yeah, I could see that. And then it's Mario Batista versus Damon Blackshear.
So have you got Munoz here or have you got Cheeto?
So I picked Cheeto. I just think he's going to do a lot of work in the clinch, but I wouldn't be surprised if Munoz wins.
Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, for Blackshear versus Batista, yeah, if all goes according to plan, Blackshear will have the quickest turnaround in history, I think, in the UFC, the 7-day turnaround, which would be a big deal for him. Especially because he wasn't really known up until now after getting the Twister. That'd be crazy, getting the Twister and then getting the quickest turnaround. That is like career-making back-to-back performances if you can do it. But yeah, I've got Batista. Batista is one of them guys. It's a clear change, and like this guy has found his groove. You watch some of his old fights as a win streak now. Batista is in his fucking prime right now, in a mode that you just can't break him from. These performances he's getting have been very impressive, and I get it's not the top of the cream of bantamweight, but Brian Kelleher has been weirdly tough for some guys at bantamweight. Actually finished them quicker than Umar did. Made him look easy in that fight. Made Benito Lopez, that was his name, Benito Lopez, who's very underrated and who was out for a while, made him look easy. And I don't know, I think he wins this one. Blackshear's tough, and he did just fight, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. If he stays in shape, that's fine, but he could maybe get turned around too quickly, especially the double back-to-back weight cuts to bantamweight. I've got Batista though.
Yeah, I got Batista as well. He actually beat Brian Kelleher better than Umar Nurmagomedov did.
Yeah, did it quicker, definitely.
But, styles make matchups and everything. But, yeah, I like Mario Batista here. It's also funny, Blackshear's on a good run. He lost to Chris Moutinho on the regional scene.
I know. Chris Moutinho, I remember before the O'Malley fight, I had one good win, and that was it. Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous looking back at it. But since then, he's been doing pretty well, fighting at the CFFC and stuff like that. And decent fight with like Bashra and Yusuf Zalal, but I don't know. I think the back-to-back cuts down to 135 could be a bit of a hindrance for him here.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't make it a catch weight. Like, it seems a bit rough on the guy. He literally cut to 135 a week ago. You'd think they would give him at least like a 140-pound catch weight.
I don't know what if they made it up to Blackshear and he said, no, I'm going to make bantamweight, I'm going to do this. They try to get into UFC's good books, which would be smart. But if they just forced him to do that, and then they may just seem like, if I can do this, I can get the quickest turnaround ever in the UFC. Even if I lose this, I'm getting respect for it. So I could see Blackshear's mindset from that point of view.
And Batista came out and said that if he misses weight, I'm going to fight him because I want to take his purse. It's like, fair enough, bro.
Yeah, the second he misses weight, I'm going to just take the fight and take his win bonus. Which, yeah, makes sense. But then after that, it would be the feature fight. Ian Gary versus Neil Magny. Did you see on the Embedded when Ian Gary's wife picked up that praying mantis and said the praying mantis looked like Neil Magny?
No, I haven't watched the embedded.
I thought it was actually quite funny. That made me audibly laugh. There was a praying mantis in the middle of the road, and Ian Gary's wife picked up and said, "She looks like Neil Magny." I don't know why. Just fucking Neil Magny catching the strays for no reason, get called a fucking insect on embedded.
I did see Neil Magny talk about beating his son though.
Yeah, it was interesting, especially when apparently his son's 4 years old. I don't know if he really beats his son, like fucking picks him up by the toe and batters him into the wall. I'm pretty sure he probably just meant like spanking him or something, probably. But I don't know. It's interesting. It's a weird, yeah. I don't know.
He probably grabs his son and clinches him up for fucking 3 rounds.
Yeah, he just fucking magnies him against the wall, just fucking with the underhook, just fucking rubbing his fucking head against his chin, yeah. Grinding him, yeah, I could see that. But yeah, Ian Gary I think he made a bit of a bigger deal out of it than it was. I don't think he's actually fucking like 10-8 to his fucking 4-year-old kid. I think he's just trying to fucking make something out of the fight, to be honest.
Yeah, but I got Ian Gary in this fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got Ian Gary as well, but like I think he can catch him with something a straight shot down the pipe, just a fucking clean fucking straight punch on the chin. I could see it put him down, but I don't know if it's better or worse because if Magny loses to if Gary loses to Magny, he's got to lose a decision. Let's be honest, like Magny ain't finishing him. But if Gary was going to lose to Jeff Neal, it would have been by KO probably. I don't know what's worse, getting KO'd or getting held against cage by Magny, because I feel like he almost would have got more respect for the Jeff Neal loss. But if he just gets Magnied for 3 rounds, that's a tough one. But obviously it's less career changing in the long run.
Yeah, definitely. I think he gets this one done pretty easily though. Stylistically, this seems like a good matchup for him.
Yeah, he's a black belt in judo as well, which could definitely help against his cage and stuff like that. I don't know. Ian Garage seems like a smart fighter. I just don't see him accepting that fucking clinch game against the cage like Phil Rowe and stuff like that did. And he's been trained with Phil Rowe as well, who Magny just fought in June. So that's very smart.
Yeah, I've seen Phil Rowe getting salty that everyone kept saying he looked like Neil Magny.
It doesn't really look like Neil Magny, to be honest. He's just got that kind of similar weird face with the eyes kind of spread apart. The praying mantis sleeper build, you know what I mean? That's what it is.
So you're picking Weili Zhang against Lemos?
Definitely. I really don't want to. What's the word? I don't want to ruin this and spoil it by saying this, but I just have a feeling that Weili could actually smoke her really easily, like crack her on the chin. I could actually see her getting like a fucking bulldog choke or like a scarf hold or something against. Because if you're getting a standing arm triangle, the women's MMA, that is so suspicious to me. And Weili's really fucking strong, and she looked really good against the spars and the grappling. I could see her like cracking it and like just fucking thrown over and getting like a fucking bulldog choke against the cage or something like that and just choking her out. I could actually see it. I don't want to jinx it. That's what I was looking for. I don't want to jinx it. I could actually see her bullying her and beating her easily, to be honest, but we'll see.
That's actually how I have the fight going. I think Weili's going to win with the grappling. I don't know if it's going to be a TKO or a submission, but I think she will win with her grappling.
I think she might fuck her up, to be honest. And I know we could be sitting here on fucking Monday and she got chinned in the first round. I don't want to see it, man, because Weili's one of the only women's fighter I can consistently root for at this point. But yeah, I could actually see us being stylistic like a fucking easy. Because Lemos is old. I know Weili ain't young, but Lemos is old, and she's took her time to get here as well. And she ain't really that good, is she, Lemos? Like she's kind of got here off a weird, like she was, and a really bad stoppage against Marino Rodriguez. Where if that was a men's fight, let's be honest, that fight's not getting stopped, especially a main event. Is that fight getting stopped if it's a main fight? The Marino Rodriguez Lemos fight, it's not. Against the cage, covering up, that's not getting stopped. And then beat Michelle Watterson, but was not even done that good before that, and arguably lost to Angela Hill. I just don't see it.
Yeah, no, I think Weili clearly wins this fight, but
yeah,
never know women's MMA.
I know. She just clearly beats the spars and arguably beats Rose and then schools Joanna, but then loses to fucking Lemos. It's just how it is.
And then, are you picking Sterling for the main event?
I'm picking Sterling. I was thinking submission, but I went to decision. I think O'Malley will actually impress, and I think he'll tough it out. And I could see there being a moment where he breaks out the body triangle. Like finally, someone breaks out the body triangle and breaks the grip, and he gets back up, and the crowd goes crazy. But yeah, Did you see that thing on Twitter where someone listed all of O'Malley's UFC opponents and like all of them have been cut and have all lost in the UFC since fighting O'Malley, apart from Ian? Well, even then he's lost.
Yeah, I did see that actually.
Which is not a good look, because you do look at his record and like, other than Cheeto and Jan, it's pretty fucking bad, isn't it? I know some of them want his fault at the pulse and that, but it's like Matinho and Eddie Wineland and Jose Teco Quinones and Sukumtat, Teron Ware. Like, it's not great.
Yeah, he's definitely got an easy level of competition. But hey, maybe Sean O'Malley just changes fighters, bro.
That's true. It could be the nail in the coffin for all the fighters. And he did look good against Shan. I'm not going to act like that fight didn't happen. I thought he lost, but I would not even say it was a bad decision. I think O'Malley can get a fight 2-1. And he did, and Jan's fucking amazing, and he looked good in the feet in that fight, and he held his own in the grappling as well. So I'm not writing him off because of that, but I don't know, man. I think Aljo's a bit different at this point. Aljo, he hasn't been having the most exciting fights recently. Like the Dillashaw fight wasn't too crazy, the Cejudo fight wasn't too crazy, but you got to admit he's very technically good, and he's resilient, and he's just got a very great actual resume at bantamweight. I think if he wins this, he's got to take over Cruz. I'm not just saying it because other people are saying it. I think that's just how it is. And his one strike now is really impressive. Like people look back at it, it's not like Aljo's just been grappling. Like I think people forget how that Pedro Munoz fight went. He struck with Munoz for 3 rounds and actually beat him up quite badly. Like just held his own in the pocket and just swung with Munoz and actually did really well in that fight. I don't think he's got a bad chin either. I don't really see he's got a bad chin just because the Moraes fight got dropped by Jan. But I don't think that's a bad chin, if you know what I mean. I don't think he's like chinny. And if you get hit clean, Aljo's got to go down. I don't think that's the case at all. But yeah, I've got him to win. But I would be happy if O'Malley wins. I think it'd be better for the UFC if O'Malley wins.
See, I have a hot take on this. I'm actually picking O'Malley to KO Sterling. I think the weight cuts are going to be too much. I could talking about moving up. And he's saying that he can't make bantamweight anymore. So I'm imagining this weight cut's just going to be too much.
That could happen. I think I could see O'Malley kind of KOing him as Aljo shooting him with like a right hand, and he falls into a little bit, and Aljo kind of collapses in front of him, and Aljo's a bit unconscious, and O'Malley has to fucking pound him out like the Quinones fight, just big hammer fist. I could see it. I think O'Malley's got a really good chance in the first round, or maybe just making Aljo uneasy, because if it stays on the feet, I could see Aljo be a little bit tentative. So as the longer the fight goes on, the better I think Aljo's got to do, especially because we haven't seen O'Malley 5 rounds. He hasn't had a 5-round fight scheduled in the UFC, I don't think. But early on, I could see O'Malley doing some good work. But yeah, I'll be happy if either wins. I actually don't mind either guy, to be honest. But I'm not going to be terribly upset if either loses. But it'll be a good fight, man. It's a big fight. It actually is. I think it's been slept on a little bit.
Yeah. Aljo's preparing pretty well this week. He was just in fucking MMA Guru's Insomnia fucking stream out of nowhere.
Yeah, I seen that telling me to go to sleep. Yeah, he's doing the work, man. Getting the rounds in the Guru stream, doing his live chats. He's getting in the proper rounds. And then O'Malley's playing Warzone. Like they're both putting the work for the championship fight.
So, what do you think about the Jack Della Maddalena Kevin Holland matchup?
I said this. It's a fucking tough fight for both of them because I think the Wonderboy fight showed that Holland might actually be impossible to finish by like actually finishing him by TKO. I know it was a stoppage, but actually putting him away in the round seems nigh on impossible because he just finds a way to survive. He finds a way to recover. So I don't know, man. It's a tough fight for both of them because Jack Della Maddalena's got a hell of a chin as well. We've seen that Basel face fight. Basil's a little fucking unit, and he was planting his feet against the cage, and Jack Della Maddalena was taking the shots as well. He was giving them. So I could see it being a bit of a mess across 3 rounds and just getting bloody with each other because they're both strikers. They're both very different in their approach. Jack Della Maddalena likes to get close, likes to get in the dirty boxing range, land in clean body shots, and then switch up to the head as well. Catch people with that a lot. But Holland's a lot more at a range. Catch you going out of the clinch, catch you going out of the exchanges. Shots that you feel like are too far away because Holland's got a sneaky long arms. You feel like you're too far away from him to get hit, and he clips you right at the end of the punch. That's like what happened in the Joaquin Buckley fight. So it's tough. I probably will go JDM by like working him in the body for 3 rounds. And I could see Holland getting hurt to the body a little bit. But I don't know, man. Holland's got good jiu-jitsu. I could see maybe using that a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is tough for both of them. But I rewatched the Wonderboy fight and Holland got hurt quite a lot. He actually got dropped by Wonderboy, which I didn't remember that. But yeah, Wonderboy actually dropped him.
It was a lot of damage.
Yeah, a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage, but it did look against Ponzinibbio. I don't know how much to take away from a Ponzinibbio win at this point. Like, he's obviously very old. He's had to go through a lot in his career at this point. He's not anywhere near what he was like during like the Magny fight and the Gunnar Nelson fight. But I think I would go JDM by going to the body, like I said. But it's tough. It is tough. I don't think the JDM fight against Hafez was the JDM that we were used to seeing. I think that was an off night, and I'm not just saying that for excuses, but I think the weight cut, I think Basel being tougher than anyone expected plays a part in it. So yeah, I'll say JDM by decision, but it's a very close fight.
Yeah, definitely going to be a fun fight though. That September 16th card's fucking stacked.
Yeah, it would have been better obviously if Shafik Gastelum stayed on there, but I wish the main card, they should rearrange it. Like, I feel like, I know people are going to hate it, but Raul Rosas Jr. has a place on the main card more than like fucking Kyle Nelson does at this point, do you know what I mean? Or like Zellhuber versus Jago. It's like, does anyone really fucking care about that fight? I really do not care about Ponzinibbio versus fucking D-Rod as the co-main event. I couldn't, like, it's a good fight for the main card, but not the fucking co-main event, man. Get the fuck.
No, the JDM versus Holland's the co-main now, at least.
Yeah, well, that's better, because I'm not interested in Ponzinibbio D-Road as a fucking co-main event, both coming off fucking losses multiple times. That's way better. If that's the co-main, that's a way better choice, obviously. And then I feel like, surely Trace Cortez, Jussi Vicious should be in the main card at this point, which is not apparently. Apparently it's in the prelims, so I feel like Cortez, Jussi Vicious has got a main card spot at least. If we've got to put a women's fight in there, it should be that. Yeah.
Wonder where the fuck Brian Ortega is. He was meant to be on this card.
Fucking knows, man. Ortega's not going to fight until this time the fucking next year, man. There's not even point thinking about it.
Yeah, he was actually... I guess I'll talk about it because the other guy got a fight booked. He was meant to fight Giga Chikadze, but I don't know what the fuck happened.
Dude, Ortega's maybe... I've literally seen, since the fight against a year, Ortega's been rumoured to fight every fucking featherweight in the top 10. Let's be honest. Every featherweight's been rumoured in the works to fight Ortega at a later date, and it's never happened. I don't know. I don't think Ortega cares about fighting anymore, to be honest.
Well, he keeps getting fucked up, so I guess makes sense.
I don't know. Yeah, it does keep taking a couple just career-changing battles every 2 years, and he comes back with one good. Because I think he could be. I don't know. Actually, I was going to say I think he could beat Arnold Allen, but I don't think he would. Actually, I think he'd lose that. But he could beat like Emmett probably at this point. Emmett's damage is overtaking his. But it's rough because if he takes on like. I don't know. Maybe it could be Evloev. It could be Evloev with the jiu-jitsu, honestly.
Yeah, Ortega's career is come back, look fucking amazing in a fight, and you get battered and take career-altering damage for 5 rounds.
It's tough for him, man. And then the Cortez was a loss, and I got that one back. So it's tough, but I don't know. We'll probably see Ortega like late in the year, December, November, something like that. But yeah, I'm not counting my fucking money on Ortega making another run at the title. But God, knowing the UFC's getting a title shot with another win, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, the fucking UFC love Ortega.
100%, yeah. He's one of their top guys. You always get, and like Vittori's well. Vittori's never out of the title situation, it seems like, middleweight.
Fucking, Ortega's like fucking the mat, one of like some female staff member or something. He's got to be.
Yeah, like, someone high up.
He gets all these opportunities.
I don't know who like the highest ranking woman is at the UFC, but whoever it is, they've got title for Ortega.
What else is there to talk about? Trying to remember. What did you think about the other guys on Dana White Contender Series who got contracts?
I don't think they're going to fucking sign Haider Emil, to be honest, because representing the UK fan base, Emra Sonmez should not have been on the Contender Series. Of all the featherweights in Cage Warriors, Emra Sonmez was not. I think I said this before the fight as well on here. Emra Sonmez was not the guy to pick, and I think we've seen that. And to go like a decision when you're like getting exhausted against him and struggling, I don't know if Haider Emil really deserved to get a contract, to be honest, but he's in, so what can you do? But the other people, the Eduardo Moura girl, she looked good. If a women's fight gets a finish, she's getting signed. Who's the other guy? Shanna Lampos Gregorio, the first guy from Cyprus in the UFC. I get that. That was a good signing. And then the co-main event was Ibo Aslan, the light heavyweight guy, who had a shit record before the UFC, but then he beat an okay guy, Paul Honato, who decision made pulls up a weight class. So I guess that's a decent look from Turkish guy. Not a lot of Turkish people. I get the signings. Other than that, yeah. Other than Haider Emil, I got all the signings. Obviously, you've got to sign Al Suadi as well. Either great performance.
Yeah, definitely. Fucking Somez was like never going to get signed to the UFC if he wanted. I mean, firstly, he missed weight, but also his style.
But the weight miss was never what you get him in.
But like his style is not Dana White Contender Series friendly. Like he was going to get fucking roasted the fuck out of by Dana if he won.
Dana literally said the fight was boring on the thing. He said it was kind of boring, but they kept me on the edge of the seat with the scrambles. You know what I mean? Like did it for Dana, sure, man. But yeah, plus even if
he's 33 years old, so
yeah, he's undefeated, which maybe played a part in them signing him.
And he's a part of the scrap pack as well. Gilbert Melendez was in his corner.
I've seen that. That actually probably plays a part in it as well. But even if you're a wrestler, you've got to understand that the very point of the Contender Series is to give up an exciting fight to get signed. Like, you should have that mindset of, if you're even going to wrestle, there's a way to make it exciting. Advance position, throw big shots, cut them open, try to advance to get a submission, get a fucking slam or something, bring them up and slam them, carry them across the cage and slam them. You can make wrestling exciting. Like, it's not just like it's inherently boring from the outside. You can make it exciting. There's guys like Khabib was exciting for a lot of his career with his wrestling, especially later on when he got really good.
Well, look at El Sawadi. He didn't fucking wrestle at all, pretty much. He just striked.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You can just switch up.
Fuck, I still can't believe George Hardwick lost, man.
And stuff. He took the loss very well at Ethereum, which I knew he would. If he was going to lose, he's got to take it well. He's a very fucking humble guy like that. But you see, I guarantee he will break down like the fight and like all the moments where he was getting hurt on his TikTok. He'll break down. I know he did that a TikTok breaking down just the loss in general, but he actually will break down like the fight itself and critique himself. I think he'll do that. Definitely, it's the type of guy to do that.
I want to see his reaction to the guy who commented that he needs to move to bantamweight because he doesn't have enough power.
Bantamweight, you just fucking skip a weight class as well. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
George Hardwick
fucking bantamweight
doesn't have powers. He like finished fucking all of his last fights. The really annoying part, I forgot to mention this. It's the fucking not all of them obviously. Like there's a lot of fucking cool US American fans, but Jesus Christ, they do have a fucking superiority complex when it comes to the UK fighters. They are not mentioning the fact that Hardwick's title win was against an American guy from AKA who got trained by Khabib in DC and stuffed every one of his takedowns. Like Kyle Driscoll's pretty fucking legit. AKA born and bred in that gym, American guy, and he got schooled by Hardwick, and American fans will just not acknowledge it at all. I had to have a debate with someone that Nathaniel Wood and Jack Shore were UFC level fighters. That was what we got to at this point. And also debate the same guy that Nathaniel Wood beat Andre Feely. So you understand how fucking thick this guy was to even think that.
I don't know how Andre Feely won that fight.
I don't know. It's like American fans refuse to accept the fact that other countries don't have the same population as them, and therefore won't have the same amount of fighters. And also, the US is based and was born in the US. Just people refuse to acknowledge that is the truth.
You can be 4-1 and you can get fucking signed to the UFC if you live in America. Like,
yeah. So even with the US and the UK have a pretty much a male fighter in every division. Do you know what I mean? Flyweight, you've got Ersi, we've got Makayev. Bantamweight, we did have Shore at bantamweight. We had Shore, but they moved up. Is there an Australian fight at bantamweight?
So we don't have anyone at bantamweight yet, but when Cody wins tomorrow, there's a good chance he'll probably be next up.
I was thinking of the rankings. I couldn't think of it. But featherweight, you've got Volkanovski, who at the same time is pound for pound number 1. And we've got Arnold Allen, who's 4, I think. Lightweight, we did have McGregor, obviously. That not lightweight anymore. You Dan Hooker, who's that part of the world, you can count that. Welterweight, we've got Ian Gary, and the champion, you've got Jack Del Maddalena. Middleweight, you've got Whittaker, who's been the top 2 for the fucking inception of the fucking division, it seems like. And we've got Paul Craig, we'll take that. We also had Paul Craig light heavyweight, not anymore. You had Jimmy Crute and Ulberg. Heavyweight, you've got Tuivasa and Aspinall, who are like both in the top 7. Like, for the country's not the biggest population. We have fighters in every weight class that are near the top of it. I think people need to understand that. Like, it's not the fucking same thing with the populations compared to America.
Yeah, definitely. And if you look at like the prospects that are coming out of like our countries, like they're a lot better than the prospects coming out of fucking America, man.
Yeah, to understand, I had to list all of the fighters from Cage Warriors and who trained in the UK scene who made it in the UFC. That was a comeback basically. The guy said making it in the UK means fuck all on the big stage, and named like 20 fighters who are fought in the UK and they're not bringing and made it to the UFC and become champions, like Hermanson, Joanna, Bisping, Dan Hardy, McGregor, all the obvious ones. And then the guy came back with, yeah, but what about fucking Nadan Amani and Jack Marshman? I was like, that doesn't take away from the people who did well. That is not a counter argument to fighters from the UK doing well. Saying Mike Grundy and Jack Marshman and John Phillips, who did win in Cage Warriors and didn't win in the UFC, that does not deflect the guys who did do well. I never understood that as a counter argument, but that's what that is, I guess.
That would be like saying, like, well, you know, America has Mike Jackson, so he's obviously the shittest country. Like,
yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Like, naming great fighters and then naming ones who made it in Cage Warriors and didn't make it is not the same thing. I don't get that as an argument, but yeah.
Like, America had CM Punk. CM Punk was an American fighter.
Yeah, born and fucking raised in America. Fucking Rufus Sport, one of the most American gyms out there.
Yeah, I don't know. American fans, they definitely got a superiority complex.
Not all of them, obviously. Yeah, not all of them. Obviously, them. I know a lot of fucking cool American MMA fans, but yeah, see, it's some of them. The ones online with the anonymous profile pictures are always the ones.
Yeah, you'll find a lot. There's so many of them hating on fucking Hardwick as well. It's like, fuck, man. Like, I don't know, just don't hate on the guy. Like, there was some guy who kept saying like they should have signed him straight to the UFC, and they're like, well, no, they shouldn't because he lost.
Yeah, it's a lot of the profiles you go on, they're always like jiu-jitsu blue belts. All of the guys who shot in Hardwick, they were all blue belts in jiu-jitsu. Like 7 of them just happen to all be that as their bio. I don't know. I find that as a very odd. And these guys train. You train and you're a fucking dedicated martial artist, and you're shitting on a guy who's 12-2, Cage Warriors champion, got to the end of the series. Like, surely you should understand the discipline of that point. If you're still a cunt and you're training in martial arts and you're a cunt to fighters, I don't understand how that gets there, because it seems like when you start training MMA, a bit of the ego does go away. Unless you reach that top level where you're at the top of the UFC and then you're fighting other top guys about to promote the fight. If you're at the bottom level and you're training in the fucking gym and dedicating yourself, I don't understand how you can be a cunt to the fighters who are above that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, training in martial arts normally humbles people. It doesn't normally make them bigger douchebags.
That's the whole reason why in a lot of schools the bullying program is to make them learn martial arts, because once you learn martial arts, you don't want to use it by assaulting a guy who doesn't know. Do you know what I mean? You don't go to Muay Thai and go, I learned this fucking split kick to the body. Let's go and fucking do it on a homeless man and drill it in the street. Do you know what I mean? That's not how it works. You want to go back and drill it on a guy who knows how to defend it and he can get better at it. I don't know how these guys can be such fucking arrogant wanks after being... Because being a blue belt in jiu-jitsu is not the fucking highest level thing in the world, but it takes time. It takes a lot of fucking effort to get to a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. It takes dedication. It takes going to the gym a lot of times during the week, different sessions, private sessions, and then to not understand how this MMA works. You're right. Listen, I don't have to explain this to you too in depth. MMA as a sport, losing one fight genuinely means fuck all. Unless it's a fucking brutal KO lost a guy that's 0-1040, you can come back from a loss in MMA, especially at a high level. Do you know what I mean? That's the sport we're in. Look at
maybe these guys are training out of some like fucking Cobra Kai-esque fucking gym or something with like it's no mercy.
They're training out of fucking Aaron Phillips' gym in his garage where they all just learn off YouTube. self fucking proclaimed blue belt in jiu-jitsu. But like, think about Charles Oliveira, who at the start of his UFC career was getting beat up in all of his fights. I know it was against good guys, obviously, and I was young, but he was losing every other fight, getting finished. He lost so much at the start of his UFC career, and then look how that turns out. Do you know what I mean? Guys can fucking lose. Wei Li Zhang lost the first fight. We just talked. Damon Baxter fucking lost to Chris Moutinho. Do you know what I mean? Like, one loss in MMA does not define you.
Was 0-2 to start his fucking MMA career.
And got finished, and then from then on didn't lose and was finishing everyone else and became one of the fucking top guys. Ian Gary almost fucking lost to Darian Weeks. We don't really get into what this is. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
It's getting touched up by Jordan Williams.
You can change. Gregory Rodriguez got fucking flatline killed by Jordan Williams. Like, people change in MMA and careers are made and switch-ups happen. Do you know what I mean? It's weird. Like, Hardwick lost to Madar Salinas, who is not even like the top 3 at welterweight in Cage Warriors. And then he went on to fucking go on that big win streak. Like, guys can change. I don't understand the whole thing of one loss as a fucking... If I hear the phrase fraud checked again, I'm deleting Twitter and I'm deleting Instagram. That is my least favourite new thing. If you say it ironically, that's fine, but unironically saying fraud checked, exposed, it is my least favourite thing in MMA right now.
Also, going on to that point, fucking Giga Chikadze lost to Austin Springer on Dana White.
Yeah, he got choked out by him as well. Yeah. He got choked out by him as well. Yeah, Ryan Spann got KO'd in 10 seconds by Carl Roberson. Do you know what I mean? Like,
look at where they are now.
Does not make any... Carl Roberson is literally fucking behind bars, and Spann's fighting the co-main. That doesn't make any sense. Like, it's MMA. Like, things happen, things change.
Trevin Giles fucking beat Ryan Spann.
Yeah, Ryan Spann had a lot of fucking good fights in his career.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck Ryan Spann ever made middleweight.
I don't know. He's fucking huge as well. He's not even like a skinny guy. He's kind of built as well. He's like fucking 6'6". It's ridiculous. That's probably how he got killed.
Against Reyes as well.
Yeah, I know.
Yet he somehow was fucking 185.
Doesn't make any sense, but yeah, that's my fucking rant about MMA fans and losing one fight and the process of losing MMA. Basically,
annoying thing. Like, it's not boxing. One loss doesn't define your fucking whole career.
Yeah, things definitely change in MMA. If you don't, I think that's like an IQ test for MMA fans. I think that's exposing yourself as not really watching the sport and understanding how it works.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because a lot of the time it's when a younger guy loses. Like, you realize when someone's younger, they can afford to have these fucking losses because they can fucking come back and improve so rapidly.
Yeah, I said this when my review with Johnny Montana. It's like a lot of the guys, they just fucking bet on fights. They're not actually MMA fans. They just bet on the fights, and whenever they lose, they get a lot of shit from their fans for making the wrong bet, and then they go and take it in the fighter. And it's the fucking gimpiest fucking thing ever, to be honest.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, and the thing is, everyone who like says fraud check and everything, they'll jump back on the train of the fighter if they go and win their next fight by like finish.
Yeah, it's not about being a fan of the sport. It's about being a fan of who wins. Like, these people don't have favourites. They don't have fighters they root for. They just root for whoever wins. And whatever thing is currently going in MMA, if it's like, let's say Ian Gary. If Ian Gary's getting shat on and like, dude, Ian Gary's so fucking cringe, I hate this guy. They're like, yeah, dude, he's fucking, how shit is Ian Gary? He's so annoying. And then he wins his fight, dude, Ian Gary's the future. And then they'll go and say, dude, Ian Gary's the next fucking champion. It's just riding the wave. It's the fucking NPC shit, basically, is what I'm trying to say. It's just not being in the minority. It's being, I've seen it as agreeing with everyone else. It's about being seen as being with what's ever going. And it's not fucking taking a stance and actually having your own opinion. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I agree with the whole NPC thing. It's like when Basil Fez and Jack Della fought. So many NPC fucking comments afterwards.
Yeah, it's literally just, Basil Fez should have won that because they seen Gaethje saying, it's like, dude, Gaethje thought he won. Dude, that means he should have won that because they didn't even watch the fucking fight. Do you know what I mean? Or like the fucking the Adesanya Whitaker fight. They'll be sitting there talking to their friends, fucking eating pizza and fucking drinking, and Bisping goes, "I think Adesanya's up 3-1 right now," and they'll go, "Yeah, Adesanya's up 3-1 right now." Yeah, and they watch the fight for 2 minutes and go back to speak to their friends, and the fight gets ready, and they go, "Clear win, well done Adesanya," and then everyone goes, "The Whitaker should go what that? Are you fucking dumb? Bisping said he was up 3-1." I mean, that's how it is. Like, people who just fucking are just vessels of MMA fans who just go with the flow with everything. That's quite sad.
I love that Bisping impression, by the way.
Yeah. I learned from MMA Guru, man. Honestly, my impressions of some fighters are MMA Guru's impression of the fighter rather than the fighter themselves. Do you know what I
mean? He is fucking. I don't know how he pulls off all them impressions. He is fucking talented. Did you see the whole beef with him and Bisping again?
Yeah, that was fucking funny as fuck, man. Before I get upset, but MMA Guru does just sit in his room doing impressions for years. Like, he has conditioned himself to be nothing but good at impressions because that's all he fucking does. Just in his room, fucking autistically, just sitting there, just every stream for hours at a time, just doing Bisping and Volkanovski impressions. But yeah, Bisping said he was short, smelly, needs to brush his teeth, should take the beanie off, and he was shorter than him, which is funny because he's literally taller than him. Bisping's like fucking 5'11", MMA Guru's 6'2". So I really want them to meet each other. That'd be so funny. Face to face and Bisping just fucking looking up at him. Yeah, I don't know, man. Guru definitely knows how to take it well.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I want to see like a news story come out that like a fucking news report fucking Michael Bisping and MMA Guru get into a scuffle in a fucking cafeteria at like MMA fucking London or something.
It just
Sorry.
The thing is, like, there's not a win in those exchanges. If a UFC fighter, especially a guy like Bisping, who's so respected and was a champion, if he gets into a fight with a fan, there's not a win in that because if he beats up the fan, then well done, you beat up a fucking untrained fan. And but if you lose and you get fucking chinned, like, think about the BJ Penn thing, how much credibility he lost because of that. Like, it's a lose-lose situation for the fighters, and it's a win-win for the fans because either you stood your ground and actually fought the fighter, or you actually did it and you fucking won and you fucking busted him up. You know what I mean? So if it ever happens, and Guru's a big guy, like, I know he's not fucking, he's training or anything right now. He's not. I think he said he did taekwondo and stuff like that. But like, he's a fucking big guy. He can hang his own. Especially if he gets confronted by fucking, like, if he gets confronted by a smaller guy from a lower weight class, could be very funny. I don't know, but I really want to see it one day.
So I forgot what the fighter's name was, but in like the 2000s, there was this guy who stole this guy's girlfriend, and so this like pretty much untrained guy fucking steps into the octagon, has a sanctioned bout against this guy, and he knocks him out in 12 seconds, then retires from MMA.
Jeez, that's like fucking Billy Beatdown. That's fucking alpha. Just makes debut, gets a flatline KO, gets girlfriend back, retires. That is the career that you want.
Like, he literally fucking beat the guy in his own sport. Like, this guy was like actually a decent named fighter as well, I'm pretty sure. So it wasn't some like bum that he knocked out. Yeah. He literally knocked out some guy who like fought for major promotions.
Mm-hmm. I feel up actually. I don't remember seeing that, but yeah, probably in a fucking MMA
I'll
point video somewhere.
Put a post up about it. I'll find it.
Yeah, with Bisping and Guru, I just want to see them. Guru should go to the next UFC London event. I know he's not going to because he wants to stream the card and make the money off the donation stuff like that. But he could just stream it on his phone at the event or something. I think he'd get a lot from that, and I think the publicity he'd get from actually confronting a fighter in person would do well for him in the long run. To be honest.
Yeah, no, definitely. I can't wait to see the time when Guru gets fucking confronted by some fighter. He's gonna like be streaming or something. He's gonna get like a knock at the door, and we're gonna see fucking Terrence McKinney, Aljo, actually not Aljo, Sean O'Malley, fucking Bisping, fucking Sean Brady and Randy Brown, and Sadiq Yusuf and Bilal Muhammad just like fucking attacking him in his own home.
Yeah, I've got a fucking image of him like hearing the doorbell and then going off stream, and he can hear like a scuffle going on, and then someone like fucking one of the fighters walks in and puts the stream off. That's what I've got in my mind. He's jumped outside his house, and one of the fighters comes up the stairs and fucking turns the stream off, and you can just barely see them off camera coming in. That's the fucking image I've got.
They literally, so many fighters fucking hate his guts.
I know. There's not a lot I think would actually like. I don't think if he ran into like Sadiq Yusuf in the fucking UFC, like, I think Sadiq Yusuf would just fucking shake his hand or something. And like, if there's a lot of guys, like I think Sean Brady would just be like, "Oh, it's you," but like, I don't know. There's a couple of people who I think would try it. Like, I think Bisping would try it. I think Mark Goddard would have a word with him. Like, try to fucking like finger on the chest, fucking pushing these fucking buttons and telling them what's what. I could see him doing it. Mark Goddard gives me fucking gym teacher energy, like fucking high school gym teacher, telling you what's what. I could see that happening. And then Dan Hardy, I think, would try to speak to him as well. To be honest, I think Hardy would try to discipline him.
Fucking Goddard's been bitched a few times by smaller fighters though. Like that fucking in some Middle Eastern promotion, and the guy got DQ'd. Yeah. He literally fucking grabbed fucking Goddard by the collar.
Yeah, fucking UAE Warriors. Yeah, because the guy wouldn't let go of the submission, and he fucking grabbed him and was like trying to fight him, and the guy lost a fucking DQ because of that.
He literally was like fucking 100 pounds smaller than Goddard, and he was like fucking actually trying to fucking scrap with him.
I mean, in Goddard's position, he can't really do anything like to the fighter. Goddard couldn't just fucking whack him back. Do you know what I mean? Like he'd lose a lot of fucking credibility if he did that. But yeah.
I was gonna say, and then you also got McGregor fucking slapping him that time in Bellator.
I think Goddard knew if he retaliated and tried to do that would have been very bad for him. If he tried to retaliate and like do something to McGregor, that's a long-term fucking pain in the ass for Goddard to deal with. I think he kind of just let him do what he was doing in that moment. To be honest, I mean, if that was another fighter, if that was fucking Joe Schmo running the cage and did that, I think God would have fucking tackled him. To be honest, but I don't think he was having McGregor. I think he knew it was going to be a fucking headache if he tried something.
Yeah, could you imagine if he fucking tackled McGregor and like broke his fucking like ankle or something? Like, Dana would fucking blacklist him from ever refereeing in the UFC ever again.
Yeah. Right. Mark Goddard, we're never going to fucking see that guy again. Never again. Yeah. If he's in the build to a fight as well, he's in fight camp against fucking Khabib, and Goddard fucking broke his fucking rib. That'd be tough.
Fuck that. Imagine that alternative timeline where Goddard fucking injures McGregor, and then we get like Khabib versus Tony at 229 instead.
And we just never know what happened in that fight, and everyone just assumes that McGregor would have won. Trust me, if McGregor showed up against Khabib, he would have fucking beat him. Trust me. That's the fucking new thing going forward.
Fuck, I remember the whole time. Were you watching when Tony and Khabib was booked for all them times?
No, the first event I started watching back, the first one I watched was Cowboy McGregor, and what got me back in after that was the build to Gaethje Ferguson. So right after Khabib had pulled out for the 249 card because of the whole COVID shit. That was the first card that I got back into watching, like looking at all these fighters. I remember looking through the card and going, "Oh, Ryan Spence, Sam Alvey, interesting." Vicente Luque and Nico Price, cool. And that's when the only guys I knew in the card were Cowboy, Pettis, and Alexei Olenek, because Olenek was on the card against Maurice Freedom before that in January.
Fuck yeah, I remember being so sad during the Gaethje Tony fight. So I was a massive Tony fan. Like I was literally just sitting there, and it was during lockdown and everything. I remember I was watching it with my mum, and my mum's like, "Holy fuck, this guy's tough." And I'm literally fucking Ferguson's just getting his fucking head battered in by overhand over overhand. I'm like literally like fucking crying inside. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I hyped Ferguson up so much as well. It's like, yeah, this guy's like a beast and everything. I'm like, yeah, it's left the first round. That means Tony's gonna win now. And then no, he just got battered even worse.
Yeah, I didn't watch it live. I remember thinking Tony was going to win. I watched the countdown, and remember they always used to have that image of everyone who fought Tony Ferguson with their face fucked up. I was like, dude, this guy's a fucking monster. The boogeyman. I was like, I don't even know who Gaethje was, to be honest. I seen he beat Cowboy, and I was like, oh, okay. Tony's got to fuck him up. And then I remember I was up and I woke up after the fight was done, and I seen the headline, Tony Ferguson hospitalised after Justin Gaethje. I was like, what the fuck happened? And they fucking I watched the highlights on YouTube, and I was like, oh no.
No, literally, I just remember watching and I'm like, oh fuck, man, are you kidding me? Like, I'm like, can you please just get knocked out? This is getting tough to watch. Just can they like fucking retire you in the corner, please?
And you got Eddie Bravo telling him to throw a fucking M&I roll as well in the corner. Like that was going to make a difference. I was saying Tony, and he actually did, to be fair to him. Could have worked, who knows? Maybe it was against a fucking blind fight that could have worked. Just this throwing sand, they're just looking about, seeing what's going to come from. But I was in school when they were building Khabib Tony for that card, 249, the last time they ever booked it. And I thought Tony Ferguson was a Scottish guy because of his name. I didn't even know what he looked like. I seen Tony Ferguson, is a Scottish guy you think Khabib? And I checked the record, I was like, oh, could you beat him? He's got a good record, he has a chance. Before I knew anything about the sport.
I remember being like, yeah, Tony's the kryptonite for Khabib. But it's like, nah, in hindsight, he probably would have got fucked up, man.
Yeah, and 249, for that card especially, I think the first couple of times could have been different because obviously Khabib was a lot less polished, Tony was a lot younger and taking a lot less damage, a lot faster. But yeah, especially the last one, the 249 card, I think that could have been fucking sad, to be honest. Basically, the Gaethje Khabib versus the Gaethje Ferguson was what I think would have been those versions of themselves.
I was going to say, like, even in Tony against, like, Pettis and Cowboy, you could tell he wasn't the same fighter anymore. Like,
he was fights. Yeah, he was slow against Cowboy and against Pettis. The last great fight really had was against, like, even, he didn't do it against Kevin Lee either. Even against Kevin Lee, he was slowing down, but against, like, RD and Barboza, that's when he was still fucking all over the place, fucking tough as fuck, just beating them up. That was kind of the prime Tony, I think, probably. Like, the RD fight and shit like that, but yeah.
Yeah, he's just too tough for his own good, and he's going to keep fighting. And I was thinking like a fight that he could have, and it's like Clay Guida, but honestly, I'd probably pick Clay Guida at this point in his career.
Yeah, I don't know. Guida beat Holtzman. I don't know with how much confidence I could say that Tony beats Scott Holtzman, which is tough to say. I don't know. He has these moments like where he drops Chandler, he drops Bobby Green, but it's like he has moments that last a second, and other than that, it's him losing on the feet.
Yeah, I don't know. It just gives us hope, and then he fucking shits on us. Like,
yeah, I'd rather he just got fucking KO'd immediately rather than like making it interesting and going, "Oh my god, he's back! He's doing it again."
Literally, every time he's done that, I'm like, "Oh my god, he's back! El Cuckoo, he's back!" And then he just randomly turns shit again. It's like, what the fuck?
Randomly turned shit again, yeah. Like in the second round against Green, I remember watching it and thinking, why am I watching Tony Ferguson again? Like I thought the Chandler fight was it, but then I watched him lose to Diaz, and I'm still watching him against Bobby Green. Is this fight really happening? Am I still watching Ferguson fight? It's fucking so bizarre.
Fucking honestly, bring BJ Penn back. Come on, fucking Penn versus Ferguson. Let's do it.
It's the only fair fight. Or like Ferguson versus like. I really think they might do him versus Paddy, to be honest. I don't know. I don't think Paddy's going to fight for Frivola. I don't see that happen. I think Frivola will fight someone else. And then we might get Paddy versus Tony.
Moicano versus Frivola would be fun, but I think Moicano and Turner had like agreed to fight each other on like Twitter or some shit. But that's not actual proper matchmaking. Yeah,
that make a lot of sense though. They're right next to you on the rankings, I think. So you do be Moicano, Turner, and you do Frivola versus like fucking Diego Ferreira or something like that. That would work, and you do Paddy versus Tony, which would be quite sad.
Oh my god! If watching Paddy like beat the shit out of fucking Tony would be my 13th reason why.
Yeah. The sport got so weird recently, man. It's like even like with the whole McGregor KSI thing, like telling someone all them years ago that we're going to make McGregor was going to call it KSI a bare knuckle fight. It just doesn't fucking make sense.
Bro, I went and watched the fucking video where they're like playing fucking games together and like KSI is scared shitless of Conor. Now fucking Conor is a fucking like an alcoholic, and he's calling out fucking KSI for a bare knuckle fight. Like, what the fuck?
KSI with his fucking jeans on for the time that, and he's just such a fanboy. And McGregor sitting there, McGregor, stoic, prime fucking McGregor, sharply dressed. You think these guys are not in the same fucking level of existence as each other. And then all these years later, it's fucking like switched around somehow. And McGregor's the fucking crazy fucking loon calling him out. It's weird. And then you could tell me Jake Paul, at the same time he was doing this every day, bro, and Woodley was fucking beating Robbie Lawler, he would fucking knock him out in a boxing match. It just doesn't make sense.
So when Jake Paul was fighting Deji, Tyron Woodley had like this little gig on fucking TMZ. Yeah. And he got asked about the match, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll train that Jake Paul kid. He seems like a good kid." Little did he fucking know he was going to get flatlined, KO'd by that same kid like 3 years later.
We are at a fucking unforeseen point in MMA, because this was never a thing before. Like, the weird fights would be the fucking UFC rejects. It'd be fucking Mayhem Miller getting these fights. It wouldn't be the fucking guys who were champions and at the top of the sport ended up in fucking boxing, and we get fucking Roy Jones Jr. versus Anthony Pettis. Like, it doesn't make any sense, man. But it's fun. It's been quite fun, but it's also been a bit exploitative. It's been a bit sad. It's been a bit depressing at times. Seen some guys get knocked out that shouldn't be fighting anymore. But yeah,
you know, they should just do Bryce Hall versus Robbie Lawler and BKFC to make us all feel better.
Yeah, Bryce Hall winning a fucking BKFC fight against a fucking 3-0 guy as well. Another fucking split in the timeline.
You know how he fucking won that too? He won that because he slammed the guy on his fucking arm. Like, he literally won by cheating. He won by TKO due to doctor stoppage because he fucking dislocated the guy's arm with a slam.
Yeah, it didn't drop him like immediately though, which I remember looking away from the screen thinking nothing was going to happen, and then I looked back and the guy was down. I was like, what the fuck happened? Bryce Hall just dropped this fucking guy.
Yeah, I was starting to think like there was a good chance he was going to win because he was literally fucking 35 pounds heavier than this guy.
Yeah, the guy was quite short to be fair.
No, so this guy fought at 124 pounds or 125 pounds, and he weighed 121 pounds for his fight.
Underweight for a flyweight, that's crazy.
And then he had to balloon up to 168 pounds, and he only weighed 164, so he would have been weighing his walk-around weight. And Bryce Hall said he was 195 pounds when he took the fight.
Jesus Christ, fucking hell. I don't think I was a big difference in size and height. I think it was that fucking bad though. Jesus.
Yeah, in hindsight, I still picked the cut man, but in hindsight, I really should have picked fucking Bryce Hall because, like, the cut man's not like a legitimate fighter. Like, well, he is, but he's not like a fucking a veteran, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they didn't know we were going to get for Bryce Hall after the fucking YouTube boxing fights, to be honest. So it was kind of.
Honestly, I think Bryce Hall should fucking fight in MMA though. His wrestling looked really fucking legit.
Yeah, I don't know. They could get picked up by like fucking PFL for a fucking showcase fight against Clarissa Shields or something.
Honestly, Jake Paul versus Bryce Hall MMA, fucking why not?
Yeah, Jake would be a bit bigger than him, but probably could. Actually, I don't know. They probably meet in the middle, like 200 pounds or something. But yeah.
Fucking, I don't. Do you think that Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz will happen in MMA?
No.
No. Yeah.
Probably not. I think Jake will do it, but I think Nate will just not do it. I think Nate understands that him losing in boxing is a lot more palatable for the MMA fans than if he loses in Jake Paul to MMA. I think Jake Paul will end up fighting, like, they'll find him some fucking like 2-2 guy who is maybe like related to Muhammad Ali as like a great grandson's neighbour or something like that, and they can promote it on the same card as Ali Walsh, and then they can do something like that, I think.
I know the perfect thing. They should do the winner of Miletich Jackson versus Jake Paul.
Yeah, actually, yeah, because Jake Paul Mike Jackson would actually be quite a big fight, and that would actually get promoted a lot, and that'd probably break through the mainstream as well, especially because Jake Paul would definitely get into it with him as well, I think. Jake Paul's just that level.
Fucking Jackson would be fucking ringing slurs before the fight even gets fucking signed. Like, I'm sure if you go look it up now on his Twitter, he's probably already called Jake Paul a snow roach before, so.
Yeah, 100%. And Jake Paul would definitely give it back as well. Jake Paul would be giving it fucking... Because Jake Paul's a bit autistic, I think. I think he'd be giving it back. And he'd be saying some controversial shit as well, I think, without even realising it. I think it'd get a lot of attention. And that'd be like the fucking news headline for a couple of days, Jake Paul with Mike Jackson. And people tune into the fight, I think. On PFL especially.
Fuck. I'm coming around to Dylan Dennis. I used to think he was fucking annoying, but I've come around to him lately with his antics.
He's definitely a fucking knob, but he's fucking done in Logan Paul to the point where no one else has done it before, where Logan Paul's literally had to fucking go into hiding because he exposed that his fucking misses has been like every man under the sun. Dude, wait till fucking tomorrow when you get the picture of her and MMA Guru. Trust me, it's coming out. I've seen
it. Logan Paul sued him over that. Like he threatened. They threatened to pull fucking Dennis from the fight and sue him. It's like, if you hate this cunt so much, why don't you go fucking punch him in the face in a boxing match?
Yeah, that was my same logic. It's a bit different. When KSI signed to fight that fucking Nazi guy, I thought, why don't you just fight him and beat the fuck out of him? Like, I know you don't want to give him publicity, obviously, because you don't want to get the fucking guy with the Nazi tattoo on a fucking pay-per-view, but just like, beat the fuck out of him and fucking embarrass him. You know what I mean?
Like, literally, like, fuck him up and then wear like some anti-Nazi shirt or something like that afterward, you know, like wear how there used to be them punch a Nazi shirts. Fucking KSI should come out and walk into that. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, Hitler's face and big fucking X through it and just fucking destroy him. Other than fighting fucking swarms.
But yeah, I do get you don't want to give a fucking like actual neo-Nazi a platform though at the same time, but still like like if you knock him out, you don't have to give the kind of mic.
Yeah, you just fucking as soon as the fight's done, just ship him out there and have him walk through the crowd as well, and the fucking crowd can throw shit at him. Like it's a fucking like a public execution, like a fucking circus act.
Although I guess it would be a bit bad if the Nazi was at the press conference and he did like go on the whole fucking manifesto or some shit on there. So.
Just don't give him a fucking microphone. Just have him sit there at the press conference and have people fucking throw tomatoes at him. And secretly announce and make sure no one knows when the guy's going to show up to the arena in his fucking car, so the fans can fucking meet him outside and fucking pelt him with fruit. Just fucking public and mock him
like a medieval fucking villain.
Yeah, or the fucking tomatoes and the fucking banana peels and shit like that getting thrown at him.
I fucking love how they do that. What was I going to say? I was thinking, have you heard of a prospect called Isaac Thompson?
Yeah, he's fighting on LFA, right?
Yeah. I rewatched all of his fights. Fucking, this guy's really legit.
Yeah. Thompson with no P.
Yeah.
Thompson, yeah. Yeah, I know how it is. I've seen him on LFA a couple of times. LFA is one of the only regional American companies I really pay attention to, like that and PFL, basically. But yeah, he's got a fight soon, I think.
Yeah, so he just had a fight a few weeks ago, but he said on a post that he's got fight news coming soon, so he's already getting booked again. He's Australian, but he trains at Team Alpha Male, who was actually in Alex Munez's corner a couple of weeks ago.
I don't know. I knew he was Australian, but I didn't know if he trained, because it's quite weird to have an Australian guy in fucking LFA. Like LFA, the cards are always America, Brazil, and fucking Kyrgyzstan, and that's about it, to be honest.
Yeah,
there's always a Kyrgyzstan guy. Yes, there's always one Kyrgyzstan guy in every fucking LFA card.
Yeah, no, I noticed that. There's a lot of Mongolians as well. Mongolians and Kyrgyz in LFA. I wonder why that is.
Yeah, there was that guy that Spike Carlisle fought on LFA, fucking Bat Simgro, and then there's another guy as well who've got. But yes, it's a weird mix of LFA talent.
Eternal MMA's actually just opened a deal with I think it's Open FC or one of them like Korean promotions. They've just booked a main event with the co-main and main event is both an Aussie fighter versus some like fighters from some Korean promotions. I think Eternal's like got a partnership with some of them South Korean promotions now.
I think that's a good thing. I think Cage Warriors should do it more often as well. I would love to see a fucking Cage Warriors versus KSW card. Even if it's just one title fight between two champions. Like, I think that'd be fucking sick. If you go like Saladin Parnassi versus fucking Paul Hughes, imagine that.
Oh my god, that'd be a sick fight.
You know what I mean? I think they do that, or I'm trying to remember like any other like UK promotion. They're all the other UK promotions are basically just feeder promotions to the Cage Warriors.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that actually because you got a lot of UK talent that don't go through Cage Warriors. Like you have Sam Patterson and you have
Chris Duncan, Ron Murphy,
and Reese. Fucking what's his name again? Reese. Is it McLaren?
Reese McLaren. Reese McLaren's an Aussie guy, and one.
Oh no! I'm thinking of the Ranger guy, the ginger guy with the power.
Fucking Lewis McGrillen.
Oh, fucking yeah, not Reese, fucking Lewis McGrillen. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name. I follow him, and I always see his likes post always come up on my feed. He's always liking like the Sigma posts.
There's a video of him before his last fight running through a fucking field in the rain with his top off, going, "Burn the boats, let's fucking go!" And it's him screaming, dripping with fucking raindrops. It was funny as fuck, man. I like that he's found the fucking niche. Like, no other MMA. Him and Will Curry. There's a guy in Cage Wars who fought CLD twice called Will Curry, and he's doing the whole fucking alpha male fucking Chad thing, which is quite funny.
Oh, I love it. Fucking Lewis McGrillen. I'm embarrassed I didn't just remember his name just then. But McGrillen, he's a fucking beast. Yeah. He's PFL Europe fucking smart signing to have.
Yeah, the PFL was getting at some good guys. I think he'll actually probably leave because he's quite young. I think he'll leave and go for like the UFC early. The better flyweights in Europe are in Cage Wars, to be honest. Cage Wars flyweight division is fucking probably one of his best divisions. That is a stacked division for him. So if if McGrillen can go there and beat Sam Creasy, beat fucking Lomer Kavanagh, beat Shad Chak, like that is the fights where I'll go, this guy's a fucking proper UFC talent. But right now with the fucking like the 7 and 6 guys are getting at PFL, it's not convincing me. It's good highlight reels, it's good knockouts, it's good finishes, but they keep giving him like even record guys like 5 and 5 guys, 7 and 6 guys. Like I'm not convinced with those names.
Yeah, honestly, I guess it's good exposure, but not really good experience.
Yeah. That's basically it. Yeah, it's not getting good competition. He's getting a lot of eyes on him. PFL does do well with a lot of the Americans as well. They're always tuning in that because they keep signing big European prospects for people around the world to notice.
Yeah, no, I gotta respect PFL Europe. I don't know how the fuck to watch their cards though, but I respect what they're doing. I wish I could find a way to watch their cards, but
we get
ads on the cards.
They used to get them on Channel 4 here, but then they moved it to the DAZN. I've got DAZN, so they're all on DAZN here, which is a fucking subscription thing anyway, which isn't very helpful, but yeah.
And then you fucking got Ryzen, where you literally can't watch their cards unless you live in Japan sometimes.
Yeah, Ryzen's like you've got to find the website, find the link, do a fucking I'm not a robot test, which will last about 4 hours. You got to fucking send a carrier pigeon to the head offices in Japan, get a confirmation that you completed the task, wait 4 days and go on a fucking treasure hunt and you can get the fucking link to watch the event. All to watch fucking Patricio Pitbull fucking lose by KO.
Fucking Ryzen has some sick prospects. I wish that
Spike Carlisle.
It's fucking Spike Carlisle. Fuck, I love him. Like he literally walks out as a fucking crusader. Like he's fucking insane.
I actually saw him in the UFC, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the UFC really shouldn't have cut him, but at least he's got a lot of good experience on the regional scene.
Yeah, just literally fighting with every fucking promotion he can.
Like literally, he fought for some like crypto promotion as well, like that was funded by crypto.
Yeah, the fucking Ruffy's fucking fight night, whatever it's called.
Yeah, that fucking event.
Billy's fight night, and he fought with LFA and Cage Warriors and fucking Ryzen, Bellator. Fucking literally almost beat Reese McKee. Not Reese McKee, AJ McKee. Reese McKee, yeah.
Fuck
AJ McKee.
Don't call him a journey, man. He's just on a journey, man. Like fucking.
Yeah, he is the most positively called journeyman you can get. He's a definition of a good journeyman. He's literally just touring the promotions, just fucking smashing cunts up.
Yeah, he's literally on a journey. Like he's not losing. Like I mean, he did lose. I think he lost his last 2 because he lost to.
He lost to McKee, yeah, and he lost to
that Brazilian guy.
Yeah.
Fuck this! I can't even remember his name, but that guy. I think that guy just lost to Patricky.
Is it Kleber Koik or some shit like that? Kleber Koik,
yeah, something like that. I think Bellator is actually 300 is going to be their final event.
But I seen that, and apparently Scott Coker said it wasn't. I seen something Scott Coker shuts down rumours that it's got to be his last event. So I don't know why the fuck they're marketing it as the last ever, or like this is the end. Unless it's just a desperate attempt to get some publicity. But Scott Coker apparently shut that down and said it's not our last event. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, that's good then. I'm not a fan of Bellator being sold to PFL if that happens. I think it's a lose-lose for MMA.
I think it would be shit because any Bellator fight that you care about would now be relegated to fighting fucking twice a year with the PFL format. And I don't know, even though it's funny because every time I watch Bellator, I think this is fucking shit. But I wouldn't want to go away because I feel like they do serve a purpose, if you know what I mean. Like Bellator is always just confirmation that the UFC is the best company.
Plus, I will give Bellator credit. They're really good at building prospects, like AJ McKee and like I think his name was Jordan Oliver. Like
the wrestler guy, yeah. And then
like they're good at building up prospects and debutants and stuff like that. Like
the only issue is that the post-lim for the last event, it was a guy called Michael Blockus, and he was a wrestler as well, and he made his debut against it was like fucking 0-4. So it's not, you need to give like a better look than that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but just for a showcase, I guess, performance, so just get their feet a little wet.
So someone said, yeah, I understand that, but someone said like the Bellator main cards are always so fucking boring, man. Like the prelims always have a couple of fun finishes, but the main cards, like I remember tuning in, like this main card's quite good, and then fucking Dalton Ross to Aaron Jeffrey. Aaron Jeffrey somehow proves again that he just beats everyone apart from the guys in the Kennel series. Seems like Aaron Jeffrey has like the fucking weirdest ceiling of any fighter. He does so well, and he hits like the Brendan Allen, Kyle Bahalu ceiling every time the guys do at the UFC. John Salter, yeah, who's actually underrated. He beat Cheating Chukwani as well before. He's quite decent. But yeah, and then like there was the fucking fight with Steve Mowry and fucking Moldavsky. That was fucking shit. At least it's still got a finish, but like, and then James fucking Gallagher, Jesus Christ. It was so fucking
the weird thing with Bellator, it's like they can put on a stacked main card with name value, but it always turns out shit. They're actually cursed. Like anytime they have a really cool main event, it's like, wow, Gegard Mousasi versus Douglas Lima. Wow, we got to tune in for that one. Oh, it's fucking 5 rounds of Gegard Mousasi just holding him down in half guard.
Fucking Sabatello versus Stott. It's got all the promotion MMA, and it was a fucking basically quite a bone fight for the entire time.
Like, I don't know. There's something like, I don't know. Bellator is literally fucking. They gotta go. I think the Bellator cards are on like a fucking Native American burial ground or something. All their main events always turn out to be shit. Like it could be the best main event name value ever, but it'll always turn out to be shit.
I know. You watch the UFC fights and you always watch the UFC and think, why are Bellator fights and never like this? Like, you never have a Bellator card that's like constant great fights and crazy finishes in the main card. I don't get it because there should be no difference from the fighters in the UFC to the Bellator fighters. I don't mean skill-wise, I mean just ability to be fun and get finishes. But it seems like always at Bellator, even if it's a fucking former UFC guy, they somehow become less entertaining and they just have these uneventful fights at Bellator. I don't get how that works, but it happens all the fucking time.
Even like someone who just randomly leaves the UFC, like they'll look good in their last fight and then they leave and go to Bellator. They look so much worse when they debut on Bellator. I used to think it was the gloves, that maybe the gloves aren't like, I thought the gloves maybe made, knockouts harder or something, but
yeah, they're a bit bigger, the Bellator gloves. They're kind of more padded, looks like. But yeah, not even in the sense that like they could look good in the UFC and look worse at Bellator. I don't mean that in the sense that they look worse because the Bellator guys are better. I mean that they actually look worse technique-wise. It's not like you look good in the UFC and then you get exposed at Bellator because they're better than the UFC guys. No, I mean like they look shitter actually fight-wise.
Yeah, I don't know. Bellator, there's, like I say, I think there's some like truth to this fucking theory of a Native American burial ground. They got to check that out because I think they actually do fight in like fucking Indian reservations, don't they?
Like, they always fucking fight in like fucking Brownwater, Oklahoma, like the most dingy fucking place to get find. Like the UFC's always doing MSG, and then fucking Bellator goes to fucking Green Trees, fucking middle of fucking nowhere, Utah. Do you know what I mean? They always do events in like just nowhere towns.
Yeah, I feel bad for Scott Coker.
He tries his best, man. But it doesn't try his best. Let's be honest, he doesn't. But you can just see his wee face. All the Bellator. Bellator's been going for a long time, right? They've been going for long enough to the point where they actually have worse production than Cage Wars does. That is not. You watch a Bellator fucking face-off thing. There's no graphics. The fucking audio is fucking blurry. The person who does the face-off interchanges every fucking fight. Like you get the random guy up, he's there, and you get this fucking other guy up, and there's a woman up. It's like the UFC. It's always Dana White. It's always one of the matchmakers. They're always there. But the Bellator, it's like seems like it's just a fucking clown show every fucking time. And then the guys come up and it's like, and then the microphone's going out. It's 1-4. You can't hear what he's fucking saying. No name graphic, no fucking announcement of what the next fight is. Like Cage Wars actually does a better job than Bellator does with the production, and it's just fucking embarrassing for them.
Even Eternal MMA does a better fucking production. Like their production's actually so high level. Like it's fucking insane. Like I'll watch it and it's like they literally, it's like a UFC level production for some of their cards.
It's just not the same with Bellator, man. It's like I should be able to tune into a Bellator face-offs and know who the fuck's about to fight rather than listening to the announcer. Like, I just a fucking graphic of the guy's face and the country that they're fighting from. That's all I ask for. Just to understand what I'm about to fucking consume as a fucking viewer. I don't need just the announcer barely over the fucking telecom, not understand what the fuck the guy's saying. Just having to go with it and then look at the guy and go, he's Tapology's picture. Yeah, that kind of looks like him. That looks kind of, must be this fight up next. Just having no idea what the fuck I'm watching. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. But I still like the Bellator production better than the PFL. Like, nothing against the PFL, but it's like the PFL. Like we talked about this last time. The PFL really need to fix the fucking 1 hour gap they have between.
It's killing every fucking card dead with the fucking production part. And not even just the wait time. Like, do I fucking need to see what the fucking strike speed of fucking Danilo Marquez's kick was? Do you know what I mean? Like that. What does that help? Punching faster is not a fucking stat I care about. I don't need to see the fucking ghost cage cam where you can barely fucking see it. I don't need the fucking what the AI judge scored before the decision gets read out. Like, there's so much, like, they put so much shit in your face where you think this is really cool. Look at this, futuristic. It's all fucking useless.
So you'd probably know this better than me because you've watched PFL Europe cards before, yeah?
Yeah.
Do they have the delay in fights in PFL Europe as well?
It's not as bad, but it's still prevalent. It's still notable to the point where it's a PFL issue and not just the main card thing with them. It's definitely a carrying over thing, but it's not as bad with the normal PFL numbered events. But it's definitely still bad.
Is Dan Hardy the commentator for PFL Europe?
Yeah, it's him. Like, it's usually him and Stefan Struve and someone else.
Oh, fucking Struve, very nice.
Struve's quite decent. He's actually quite a good commentator. He's actually quite decent.
I know he was a reporter for Euro Sports. I didn't know he did commentary.
Yeah, he started doing and then they put him on. It was who is the fucking guy? Is it Sean? He always does PFL, and he was the guy who used to come up with like flowers and that for the face-offs. Sean O'Connell. It was him, Stefan Struve, and fucking Shorty Torres. So it's like fucking Stefan Struve and Shorty Torres are like at his fucking kneecap on commentary. It's so funny. Jose Shorty Torres.
I remember Struve interviewed Dusko Totorovic and he seems like a little brother.
They do look fucking really similar as well. Yeah, very weird.
It's actually scary.
Yeah, I was like, who's one I said recently? Oh yeah, it was fucking the guy on Tough, fucking Rico the School. He looks like fucking Schofield from Prison Break.
Michael Schofield.
Yeah, he actually does as well. The fucking trim and everything, the sharp hairline.
Fuck, man, that Tough season was really disappointing. Like, I was hoping that, like, it wasn't horrible. I still enjoyed it from what I watched. Like, the fights were good, but like, I really expected to see a bit more drama from McGregor. Maybe that's just a me problem, but I was hoping McGregor would. I don't know. I was hoping he would do a bit more mental warfare type shit, you know, or be cheekier.
Definitely. I've watched about 14 Phil Tough seasons, but a lot of them in the recent ones. So that isn't. I get a lot of the best ones were apparently the first ones. Eventually, I'll get to them. Like, I've like the OG Tough seasons were apparently the most entertaining ones. So I'll get to that and I'll be able to judge it. But out of the ones I've seen, about 14 of them, it is one of the better ones. But that's like the competition is like DC versus fucking Stipe and Gaethje Alvarez. You know what I mean? It's not as good as like it wasn't as good as McGregor Fader. Wasn't as good as Garbrandt Dillashaw. Wasn't as good as what's the other one? Jones Son wasn't as either. But better than the shittest new ones like Whittaker Gaston as well was so fucking boring.
Yeah, they. I just hope next season, if they do another season, I want to see Bilal Muhammad versus Colby Covington for a season. Like, honestly, they need to get Colby in some way to do a Tough.
I think I'd get fucking sick of Bilal though, because I don't think Bilal's got that much to him to the point where he couldn't make it entertaining that long.
The only reason I say Bilal is because he hates Colby with like a passion. So I feel like we'd at least get an interesting season, because I don't know, you know, Bilal fucking hates Colby so much.
I mean, just 12 episodes of Colby and Bilal. It's just too many episodes without Colby saying something racist.
I was going to say, or you do Colby and fucking Michael Chiesa and you see how many mum jokes Colby makes within the season.
Fucking poor Chiesa, man. Fucking, what was it, like January or February 2020? Colby Covington, I'll see you in July. It just never happened.
He's still waiting. Hey, maybe 2024, July, Colby Covington versus Michael Chiesa.
Yeah, we'll see.
I thought he was so badass after that call.
And he walked off and he fucking went to the fucking wrong door and had to get turned around the other way.
It would have been so funny if when he said that, DC's like, So Michael, come back here. We need to ask you about this fight. And it's like,
Michael, and he's just away.
Like when fucking Ben Rothwell did his like super evil fucking genius laugh, and then it was like, well, anyway, Ben, you gotta come back here. We gotta talk about this finish.
You haven't seen nothing yet. Anyway, shout out to Skinny Bets on Instagram. He helped me from
Fucking Skinny Bets. Did you see him trying to like fly the fucking MMA guru out to Las Vegas?
Yeah, I think it was a while. I remember that. I don't think it was that recent, but yeah, I remember something like that happening, and then Guru just said that's not going to happen.
Fucking Skinny Bets. Like, how does this? Where the fuck did Skinny Bets even come from? Like, I need to know the origin stories of Skinny Bets.
I don't know. It's just that every fucking fighter just seems to get sponsored by him, and he just does a lot of shit. So I don't know. I don't even really know what the fuck he does, to be honest. I just know every fucking fighter, it seems like, just shouts him after the speech.
Yeah, even fucking JDM fucking got Skinny Bets.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he fucking mispronounced it though.
What did they say?
Oh, he called it like, oh fuck, what did he call it? He called it something like, I'm trying to think. It was like, oh, it was something real. Let me go fucking find this post-fight interview. I gotta fucking listen to this.
From that face fight?
No, it was after the Danny Roberts fight.
Oh, what? The Danny Roberts fight, dude. That was a fun fight week.
Oh, that was yeah. It was like, let me find it. Jack Della Maddalena.
Kill Danny Roberts, man. Jesus Christ. Danny Roberts, gifted with a good technical fighting skill, just not the chin for it, unfortunately.
Yeah, poor guy. Got butterfingers. I hate these fucking.
What is that, Hackfield? That was
a painting ad. It's a painting ad.
I just had a fucking dead chance as you got butterfingers.
And summer off in Perth.
And what was the ad, man? Go home.
In front of my beautiful friends of kids once again, 35 win streak, getting it done in style. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack. Honestly, anyone, the first person they give me, I'll probably say yes and be on my merry way. Well, congratulations.
When the fuck does he shut them out?
Go on, merry way.
I'm trying to find where this is. Oh, I think he does it in the beginning.
Jack Della Maddalena. Wow. That was incredible. Danny Roberts is a very tough fighter. You went out there. It seemed like you were seeing everything in slow motion and you couldn't miss with the punches.
Yeah, I just use my eyes. You know, it's most important. Our game is the eyes. Bless you.
Yeah, well, listen, mate. As I say, you made that look easy. You know, with all respect to Roberts, the boxing was fun.
You know, one fight at a time. But yeah, I'm ready to go home to Perth, Australia, and get another fight in by February, and summer off in Perth, and hopefully put someone away in front of my.
Fighting on the Perth pay-per-view, that would be incredible. Do we have a name? Who are you thinking of? Yeah, well, congratulations.
Summer off in every challenger.
I mean, on a 13-fight. Yeah, well, listen, mate.
Where the fuck is it? Did they like cut it? They must have fucking cut it out.
The fucking audio unit just Jack Della Maddalena and a tangent just being replayed back and forth. Just every fucking.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember. I swear he was that fight. He called it like skitty something. What did he? Oh. What the fuck? It was like. I don't know. It was something funny, but I'll find it one day and then I'll send it. But yeah, it was he fucked it up, but Skinny Bet still gave him that moolah. I'm pretty sure.
Nice. Anything else you want to cover before we go?
The fucking battle of the Centenarians, the fucking Oleg fucking Takararov versus fucking what's that cunt's name? The fucking other veteran. They're combined ages.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. Okay, I didn't know what you're talking about from it there. Yeah, the fucking 8-year-old fucking battle. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, fucking. Oh, I'm trying to remember what his name is. My memory's been so shit. It's been a very long day.
Is it fucking Shlemenko or something?
Oh, Jeff Monson. That's it. Jeff Monson.
Oh, the American guy, the Cage Warriors champ.
Yeah, the American guy that fucking went and joined some like fucking communist like fucking community in Russia. He's a Russian citizen.
Nice. He was fucking champion at heavyweight Cage Warriors ages ago. Jeff Monson.
Really? Fuck.
Yeah, he was Cage Warriors heavyweight champ, one of the only ones ever. Him and fucking Aspinall, that's about it.
He's just fought.
Aspinall was the heavyweight champ, Cage Warriors, sorry.
Yeah, fucking. When was Jeff Monson champ? He would have been champ like 15 years ago.
I know, it was like him. You can check Cage Warriors like champ history, but it was like him, DJ Linderman, fucking the Georgian guy, and then like fucking Mauro Cirilli, the fucking Italian guy that fought and won for a bit.
Fucking
Jeff Monson.
But yeah, so have you got a prediction for the battle of the fucking Centenarians?
I feel like I've heard Taktarov's name being used in MMA chat recently, which makes me think he's been at least doing stuff more. So I'll probably go with him. Oleg's a cooler name than Jeff. I'll probably go with Oleg Taktarov by fucking first round exhaustion.
Well, hey, Oleg, he was UFC champion in 1995.
Yeah, was he fucking tournament champion or something?
Yeah, I think he won one of the tournaments. He had a fucking interesting career. He actually boxed Ivan Drago, the actor who played Ivan Drago, in like a legitimate boxing match. And
fucking Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah, he actually boxed Dolph Lundgren in an actual like legitimate boxing match. But he won the decision. But almost every single comment said that fucking Dolph Lundgren should have won.
I might have to do a fucking robbery review in that fight then. Who really won? The Weasel style breakdown.
You just see the Weasel fucking pop one out. Fucking.
People would be so fucking confused if they really won for Oleg Taktarov versus fucking Dolph Lundgren. Just all of a sudden. It's some obscure fight.
Fucking eventually, once like MMA judging gets completely fixed, fucking the Weasel's out of the job. He's gonna start breaking down who really won Rocky Balboa versus fucking Apollo Creed.
Yeah. Just doing the most fucking obscure fucking fights. Some Cage Warriors prelims from the fucking pandemic era.
He'll have to go back fucking through the vault and fucking review every single past fight. And
was he an old school? Has he ever done fucking Pearson Sanchez? You should do that actually. That's like a well-known one at least.
Yeah, he fucking should do that one. That is like the worst. I think that's legitimately the worst robbery in UFC history. Like that should have been 30-26 Pearson.
There was a one recently. There was the fucking Danny Roberts Ramazan and me was fucking terrible. That is objectively a fucking horrific fucking score.
That one was horrible.
There's been some bad scorecards. Like we talked about with the fucking Ngannou Gan fight, and like someone fucking gave a 30-27 to Brendan Allen against Kyle Dawkins when he clearly lost the third round. There's been bad scorecards, but like actual decisions, that and then Pearson Sanchez probably the worst ones.
Fucking the worst ever scorecard is 48-47 Cheeto against fucking Sandhagen.
Yeah, that's absolutely no logic to that at all.
Well, the actual judge actually has a backstory with fucking Sandhagen as well. If you've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that as like one of his teammates something for him, and then there was some harsh words said after it.
Wait, I'll be back. I just got to take a piss.
That's the part where I fill time by talking about the sponsors that we could possibly get. Being a Scottish-Australian podcast, I think there are a couple options we go for here. A couple true owned Scottish companies like Shreddies, a cereal company. But I'm trying to think. There's like Marmite and Vegemite, which is spread across, at least like population-wise, it's spread across the UK and Australia for who consumes it. So then we could get a Marmite sponsorship or a Vegemite sponsorship, something like that. Or maybe if you could get a podcast logo officially made, we could get a sponsorship with Cage Warriors or with Eternal MMA. Or if that's not good enough, maybe we could get like a lower down promotion. Like there's a couple, what's that? Is it Hex MMA and Eternal in Australia? Sorry, we could get that, or we could get like fucking Golden Ticket or Full Contact Contender in the UK. We can get a little logo put in the cage right next to fucking Skinny Betts' fucking logo and the Fight Pass logo.
What's that?
I was just rambling about. I was filling airtime by talking about sponsorships.
Yeah, no, I was listening. I'm like, did he hear that I said I was going to go take a piss? I was
just talking. I was saying we could get a podcast logo. Maybe we can put it on the mat for like a fucking Eternal event or like a fucking Cage Wars event. Just get it right next to the fucking sponsorships.
We have to make a logo, and we also have to like post some clips on Instagram. We need to post some clips of Vlad from our fucking video with Vlad.
Yeah. For for this episode, I think we have to title it and make a thumbnail something around the fucking Bellator Ancient Indian Battleground thing. Some thumbnail with that, and then put Scott Coker's face in the fucking chief.
Yeah, we every fucking episode we have to do like a thumbnail. I keep going back through my videos and I keep giggling every time I see the fucking one with like a Zaitar and fucking Ali Abdelaziz and
Hamid Abdelwahab on the fucking 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I just thought that and just said that'll be funny. I made it in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, I remember. I just woke up and I was like, because I uploaded the video and then I woke up because I wake up a lot in the middle of the night and I wake up and I see you sent me a photo and I go and look at it. I was like, what the fuck? So I save it and I immediately go and make it the thumbnail and then go back to sleep.
I can make a thumbnail again if you want. I can just it takes me 2 seconds to make them. I'll just find a fucking picture. I'll put some Bellator fighters and then Scott Coker on the chief. I can get like some ghosts and shit of like an Indian burial ground. I'll do that.
Yeah, that fucking sounds amazing. Yeah, more lore. We're creating so much lore soon.
Yeah, there's about fucking 7 hours about this podcast, just utter shit being spoken about the most random things in MMA.
Eventually, when we build like a fan base for our fucking podcast, they got to start making like animations for the random lore we make up. That'd be fucking brilliant.
Yeah, like we have covered like the topics that typically takes like 100 episodes for a podcast to get into. So I mean the fucking episode 1 we were talking about some like random tapology fighters. Like it's gotten far quickly.
Oh yeah, hopefully we don't fucking run out of shit to talk about because we're already getting to the fucking itty bitty shit. MMA.
Yeah, so MMA is a sport where it's got plenty enough. I've got so much shit I can get into still with this sport.
Oh yeah, fucking MMA is just like probably the fastest growing sport, I'd say. Like, seems like more and more people are getting into it. So fucking the amount of fighters, the fan base and everything is continuously growing. So
yeah, especially in the West, a lot of people. It's fucking still a new sport overall in general. Started in fucking like the UFC started in the early 90s. So they've got plenty of time to go before we even get to the point where the fighters are fucking elite, caught with skin box and stuff like that. So it's good, man. I really feel like we're driving the force of MMA in the mainstream.
I've been rewatching of a lot of old cards, just for fun and fucking. I don't know if you see my tweet, but I put up a tweet about fucking Phil Baroni versus what's his name? It was they named a stretch after him. The
Sullivan stretch.
Yeah, him. Him and what's his name? Phil Baroni fought, and I'm pretty sure it's the first recorded fight between convicted murderers.
Yeah, I seen you post that on Twitter, yeah.
And I was like, because I was watching that fight, I literally I just randomly watched that card, and then I was like, oh, let me go check the Wikipedia of this guy. You know, he looked pretty good, and I was like, convicted fucking hitman for the fucking mob in Russia. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, wait, Phil Baroni's like a convicted, you know, he just killed his mistake. It's like, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, this is literally a fight between 2 murderers. Like I don't know. That was just weird. Like,
yeah. All right, I've got about 10% battery left. We're hitting that time of the podcast. It's lasted long this time. Somehow we went fucking nearly 2 hours, and it's taking its time. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so wrap it up, and we can fucking definitely make the title something like Bellator is cursed by ancient Indian warriors.
No, literally, like Bellator is cursed.
Yeah. You make it something random as well.
Yes, yeah, sorry. I was gonna say, I was speaking about like watching the old cards. I went through all of like most of Josh Koscheck's fucking career, and I really loved watching him lose a lot. He was a really good heel, like back in the day. Like he was a really good bad guy.
It was a cunt. It was definitely a cunt. People didn't like him. He was just a typical American wanker, basically, with the fucking hair as well. But yeah,
you know, because they would show like the promos before they walk out. Every single one, he was like disrespectful to his opponent, and then he would just go and get fucking smacked up. Like,
or he would just wrestle and get a decision.
But I'd say Josh Koscheck probably has an argument for fighting like the heaviest handed fighters. Like fought Tyron Woodley, fought Rumble Johnson, Johnny Hendricks, Thiago Alves. Like he fought some fucking powerful guys. Like,
yeah.
Doesn't surprise me that he lost his chin towards the end of his career.
Definitely, man. I'd be cool to have something like him again. I know Colby kind of does, but Colby's a bit different.
Yeah, like Josh Koscheck is legitimately a dick. Like Colby's playing a character, but Koscheck was actually a dick.
Yeah, especially on top and stuff like that. But yeah. Right, you wrap this up quickly so I can fucking. I feel like the worst way to end this if I was just fucking my battery just died and I just disappear without a fucking intro done on ending done. So.
Yeah, true. All right, so we got to do this a lot more often, definitely.
Yeah.
Next podcast, but it's good to do it. Good to talk about this.
Yep. Interesting. So, whatever this is, it was good to talk about.
Yeah, it was good to talk about the Bellator burial ground curse.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks. So thanks everybody for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you next time.
Sure, mate.
Catch up.